Welcome to the Michael Singer podcast, presented by Sounds True, in partnership with Shanti Publications. For more information about Michael Singer's work, access to all prior episodes, and information about upcoming releases, we invite you to join us at michaelsingerpodcast.com.
Jagged of Jam Masters. What you find when you become very mature on the path in your growth, everyone wants to think about spirituality as high bliss, joy, love. The trouble is, it's not where you are. You have to start a journey from where you are. If you want to go to New York and you're in Florida, don't look at the map for Georgia. You're not going to get there. You have to start right from exactly where you are and find out why you're not moving. Find out why you're not where you want to be instead of trying to be where you want to be. That's the whole deep growth of spirituality. It is not about getting somewhere. It's about ceasing to be where you are. Einstein once said, there's a beautiful saying, I won't get it right, but he said something like, in order to become who I will be tomorrow, I have to cease to be who I am today. That's what it's really about. It's really about the work that you have to do to find out why you are where you are. You can't be where you are and then make believe you're somewhere else. That's just spiritual ego. And it doesn't work. You can have a nice experience. And here I am with spiritual experiences. The things you tell people you had. They're not who you are, not where you are. They're inspiring. That's wonderful. There's nothing wrong with it. I want you to be there permanently, effortlessly, all the time. That is your natural state. Your natural state is not where you are now. There's a reason you're stuck where you are now. Deal with that reason, and over time, you'll let go of that reason, and then it will change. And you'll really be there, the next place, the next step. Okay? If you look at a staircase, you have to go step by step. You can't look at the top and say, that's where I want to be. That's where other people are. That's where Christ is. You're not going to get there that way. It is a stairway to heaven, a step-by-step situation. And you find out why you're not willing to take that next step. That is what it's about. And every one of your next steps are different, and they will continually be different as you climb. But you have to find out not where is the next step. Why are you not willing to take the next step? Because what we try to do without realizing it, we try to take our ego with us. That's what spiritual ego is. I like to think nicely about myself. I want people to like me. I want to feel love. Okay, well, do you know? Do they know? At least I don't think they do, right? Okay, how do you get from that place up? You have to let go of yourself. It's all about letting go of yourself. It's not about going anywhere. It's about letting go of where you are. The best way to describe that and talk about it is to talk about ego. Why? Because that's where you are right now. You are in the ego. No, yes. Every single one of you are caught in the ego. Well, ego means I brag a lot. No, ego does not mean you brag a lot. I mean, it does. That's just a nice, strong ego. All right? Ego means I'm insecure. Yeah, you can be insecure. That's not what ego is. Ego is all of it. It's so big. Your ego is where God should be. What's inside of you is ego. Someday will be God. Well, it's ego. God doesn't fit. So what is ego? Let's talk about it right. Do you ever get embarrassed? Do you ever care what people think about you? Do you ever feel shame? Do you ever feel guilt? Ever feel insecurity? Ever feel personally scared about people, places, and things? Ever sensitive about certain people? Ever sensitive about certain places where you had bad experiences before? I've just described ego and I haven't come close. That's what ego is. You say, but that's me. No, that's your ego. But it's me. I'm the one who gets scared. I'm the one who gets embarrassed. Is it true that deep, deep, deep inside you're insecure? Afraid that someone loves you won't? Afraid that though you did good this time, you won't next time? No, I'm different. That is ego. That is not who you are. You're struggling to not be that. You're struggling to get above that. You're struggling to find people you trust. What does that mean? If you find people you trust, you feel better, don't you? You know what you mean by trust? That you will behave the way I want you to, right or wrong. Maybe, I tell you what, I trust that you'll be the way you are. No, I trust you'll be the way I want you to be. And I trust you'll do that. And I trust that you know what's sensitive about me, and I trust you won't do that. And I trust you'll treat me the way I want to be treated. Good luck. Who wants to talk honest? All of that is ego. But it's everything. No, it's not everything. It's actually something very, very small, part of your universe. So why does it seem so enormous? If I stare at something, really stare at it, and don't stop staring at it, it becomes my whole world. I'll give you an example. You're getting engaged, and somebody gives you this ring. You really love the person a lot, and the ring is the one you always wanted. Do you identify at all with that ring? What if you lost it? Would you feel bad? Do you ever look at it? Do you ever make sure people see it? Like showing it to people? You made a part of your life a piece of stone. And it's very small, but it's not small to you, is it? And I can do that with everything. If you stare at something enough, it becomes who you think you are. You actually identify with it. You actually say, that's my husband. If he's there, I'm okay. If he's not, I'm not. If I don't know where he is, I'm not okay. You have stared enough at that person to project a part of your sense of being onto that person. Yes or no? What happens if they don't behave the way you expect them to? What happens if they don't say exactly what you expect them to say when they say it? What happens if they say it in exactly the tone that you want it said? Get a little sensitive? That's ego. And what you've done is taken your consciousness, we'll talk about consciousness a little bit later, you've taken your awareness of being, your consciousness, what you're conscious of, and you have made it very small. Made what small? The consciousness? If you make the object that consciousness is staring at small, then consciousness is small. Because you're only conscious of what you're conscious of. You're only aware of what you're aware of. Let's say you get a pimple on your face in high school before the prom. Are you kind of conscious of that? It's so small, I can't even see it. You had to take one of the magnifying mirrors to turn it over. Oh my God, I got to. And then you're conscious of that, are you not? Your sense of being is what you're conscious of. You literally define yourself as the experiences you had. I'm the one who did this. I'm the one in the fifth grade that happened. I'm the one who my parents got divorced. You're not, you would exist if that didn't happen. You would exist. Your consciousness, your awareness of being would still be in there if your parents didn't get divorced, if you didn't get dumped in high school, if you didn't get the pimple. Your consciousness focuses on objects, and it focuses on some more than others, to say the least. And some it really focuses on. When you have done that, you have made your consciousness small. You concentrated your consciousness on something small. Therefore, you feel small. We're that way about our noses. That's why we have nose jobs. Yes or no, it's fine. I love it. Don't ever think I'm talking against anything, because I'm not. I want you to understand what's going on. Do people have nose jobs? Why, it didn't work? The nostrils didn't work? You didn't breathe? Because you stared at the thing enough and decided it didn't look good. What if you came from a different culture? They have big noses. The biggest one's the nicest. Man, come on. Laugh all you want. You're living there, aren't you? That's your starting step. So I said we're going to take steps. The starting one, admit it, you're caught in your ego. You're caught staring at the tiniest part of the universe that could possibly exist. There are right now 8.3 billion of you guys running around. They all have thoughts about themselves. You don't have thoughts about their selves. You only have thoughts about yourself. No, I think about my children. I think about my car. That's still you. If it's got an I, me, or a mine attached, and they all do, it's you. But I care about my job. I care about my career. Look at this. Like I said, I wish I could just stretch the thing. There's 8.3 billion people walking around planet Earth at a given time. They all have thoughts. You don't have their thoughts. You have your thoughts. I wonder how many thoughts are going on right now in everybody's heads. The only ones that matter to you are yours. That's ego. Consciousness, let's get out of the bag. Your consciousness is something very, very great. If I take a light, it's capable of focusing or floodlighting. Okay, I've got a dial on it. It can do all that. If I narrow its focus to focus on a tiny little thing, that light is not limited. It's limiting itself by concentrating on something very small. That's what you're doing with your ego. Your consciousness is staring at you. What I like, what I don't like, what happened to me before that I liked, what happened to me before that I didn't like, what might happen to me later. That's a very small frame of reference, is it not? And your consciousness is completely addicted, and that's the right word, is completely addicted to staring at you. You don't know yet that it doesn't have to do that. That's why there are pictures on the wall. The pictures on the wall are beings who learn that they don't have to do that with their consciousness. What happens if I don't stare at my mind? What happens if I go off of drugs? I have a whole nother life. It used to just be heroin or something like that. I had to get it. I had to shoot up. I had to do everything. It was my whole life. Could it be your whole life? If you're addicted to something, alcohol, drugs, you're addicted to your thoughts. You're addicted to your ego. We'll broaden thoughts out in a minute. You're addicted to thinking about you. Are you addicted to thinking about what you want, what you like, what you don't like, what hurt you in the past, what was good, and who you like and who you don't like, and who you don't want to see, and where you want to go, what your dreams are, yes or no? You are staring at this tiny part of the universe. How small is it? How small is it? I try to help you. Like I say, 8.3, they all are the same as yours. They're staring at theirs. Big deal. They have different experiences. So what? They're still staring at their set, and they are addicted to that. You do not know how to get off. Even if you start meditating, it'll say, oh, why can't I meditate? I'm not as good as somebody else. I should be able to meditate. It does about everything. Take a breath. You're staring at something so small, it's not even discussable. And you stare at it all the time. Therefore, your consciousness, we'll talk about it in a second, is very small. Its world is small. Its frame of reference is small. It's just this thing in here. And how small is that? Well, I said 8.3 billion people, they all got one. So what? That's who's walking around the planet Earth. The planet Earth, 1.3 million Earths fit inside the sun. And you're what on that planet? One little dink caught in a set of thoughts, staring at that set of thoughts? And 1.3 billion of the entire planet, with all their 8.3 billion people, fit inside the sun? And the sun is what? One of 300 billion stars in your galaxy. How big are you? How dare you do that to yourself? Well, what do you mean do it to yourself? The masters who stopped staring at their mind, at their ego, all had the same experience. In 1/1000th of a microsecond, when you stop staring at it, you stop staring at it. Then what? You become your everything. You are the consciousness itself. If I'm staring at my finger, I focus my consciousness there. What if I don't stare at my finger? I can see all you guys. What if I don't stare at my ego? That's enlightenment. That's enlightenment. Don't think about it with your mind or anything. It is the fact that you stop limiting your consciousness to you. Your consciousness is not limited. Why would it be limited to you? The same reason a drug addict is limited to their drugs. Because you're addicted to staring at you. Your whole life is about you, from beginning to end. What toy I want, what happened to me, what's this, what's that. Oh, I don't want to go to a nursing home when I get old. By the way, I don't want to die. Consciousness can't die. Light can't die. Light shines on an object. The object's beautiful, but then it ages. The light didn't age. Then it breaks. The light didn't break. Then it disappears. The light didn't disappear. That's why it's called the light of consciousness. You are the conscious awareness. Who's aware of your thoughts? Let's go. Ground floor. First step. Do you have thoughts? How do you know? How do you know you have thoughts? Do your thoughts change? Can you have a good thought and a bad thought? Do you have emotions? How do you know? Because I'm aware of them. Good, very good. Who's aware of them? I am. Is it you who's aware of nice emotions and the same you aware of not nice emotions? Are you aware of nice thoughts and not nice thoughts? Do you have a stream of thoughts? Is it the same being who's aware of them all? Were you in there yesterday? Were you in there aware of thoughts yesterday? Were the thoughts the same as today? No. Were you there 10 years ago? 30 years ago? Have you been in there the whole time? Who? Consciousness, awareness of being. What you were aware of changed constantly. You could love somebody and 1 second later, I can't bear to look at you, what you said. Same you. Do you go to sleep at night? Do you dream? Do you have dreams? Do you wake up in the morning, turn to somebody and say, oh my God, I had this amazing dream? Well, how do you know? How do you know you had a dream? Is it the same awareness of being that's aware of the dream world as aware of this world? You use the word I for both. You wake up, oh my God, I had this amazing dream. I was flying. Oh, I was flying. I had this dream. I'm here. Is it the same I? When you have a dream, is it you walking around in a dream? You are the consciousness that is aware of different things. Your consciousness is aware of the dream world. Your consciousness is aware of this world. Your consciousness is aware of your thoughts. Consciousness is aware of your emotions. There's only one of you in there. Consciousness. And that consciousness is addicted to staring at you. And it does not have to be in any way, shape, or form. That consciousness is universal. That consciousness is God. Baba, meditate on the self. Honor and worship your own being, for God dwells within you as you. I am that I am. The kingdom is within you. They all said it. Isn't that amazing? Christ said, the kingdom is within you. You know what you, the kingdom's in? You in there. When I say, are you in there? And you say, yes, the kingdom's right there. Well, why don't I experience God? Because you're staring at you. What did Christ say? You must die to be reborn. That's what he's talking about. Die of staring at yourself to be reborn in who you are. It's all yoga. It's all the truth. The truth is right now, you are enlightened. Right now, you are, if I'm sitting here and I stare at that picture over there, did I move? Do I have to get up to go look at it? Well, what do? I project my sense of awareness onto the picture. I'm still here. What if I really get addicted to that picture? I mean, a picture, oh my God, it's the most beautiful thing, or ugly. And I can't take my consciousness off of it. I'm addicted. I'm fixated. Those are words we use, right? I'm fixated on that object. Well, then you guys aren't here. The only thing in the world is that object. What does it take for me to come back here? Stop staring at the object. If I stop being fixated on it, poof, where were you guys before? Your sense of being is where you project your consciousness. So right now, you're projecting your consciousness onto your ego. And don't say, I have a good one. No, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as a good personality. We'll talk about ego in more detail in a minute. Your consciousness, which is universal, it's everything, is staring at this tiny, 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 oh my God, it's so small. I told you, think about it in terms of all the people. Think about it in terms of everything on the earth, trees, everything. And your whole life, that's all you stare at. Your whole life. And you don't just stare at it, you do every single thing it tells you to do. Have an argument with somebody and let your mind, ego, be disturbed by it. It's going to tell you, I don't want to see him ever again. Oh, he's calling. That's his ID on the phone. I ain't answering it. What are you doing? You're listening. Your whole life is down to this tiny little voice in your head telling you what to do, and it's always about you. It's how small is it compared to what I'm talking about? Especially if I tell you your consciousness is universal consciousness. When Yogananda, in his book, Autobiography, he says, my experience in cosmic consciousness. He's here, and then all of a sudden, he melted into the universe. His body was every galaxy. He could feel expanding out. That's where the masters live. Is that some great state? No, it's not a great state. That's understanding I'm the light. I'm not what I'm shining on. I'm just the light. I've always been the light. Every master, every being who reached a high state laughed. They said the Buddhists, when they hit nirvana, they just laugh. We have a Satori experience. Why? Oh my God, I'm staring at that picture and you're here the whole time. I'm limiting my consciousness. My consciousness is not limited. I'm limiting it. Because why? Okay, now let's have a talk. Why would you do such a thing? You know what they say another name for God or for self is? Sat Chit Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda. Eternal conscious ecstasy. Who doesn't want that? You want some? How would you like to have it all the time? How would you like that be your state of being instead of what your state of being is now? It happens to be your state of being. It is not true that you have to work your way to get that state of being. You have to stop leaving. You're already there right now. I said, I'm sitting in the seat staring at that picture. You're sitting in God. You are sitting in God right now in complete universal consciousness. You are the creator of the universe staring at that garbage that's going on inside your head. And that's your whole world because that's what you're staring at. It is not your whole world. You're a tremendously great, the greatest being ever walked the face of the earth. But I'm a nice Jewish yogi. I love Christ's teachings. He said, as I sit by the throne of my Father, that's universal consciousness. That's not a chair. That's a state of being. As I sit by the throne of the Father, so you shall sit by my throne. And these things which I do, you should do these and even greater things. Wow, he did say that. You understand? Okay? But it's not what you're taught. You're taught, don't say bad things, don't think bad things, don't treat it. In other words, you are this ego, make it nicer. Isn't that what they teach you? It's about bad thoughts, and it's about bad emotions, about how you treat people. You're not even here. You're in God, merged with the entire universe. That, by the way, is the fall from the garden. I'm not going to discuss it with you. If it's true, and it is true, that your consciousness is consciousness. It's everything. It's the creator of the universe. You were in the beginning. Somebody once asked Mayor Baba, great, high avatar, enlightened being, Baba, who are you? Because you feel the master, his energy. You can feel it, right? Anyways, they see him, Baba, who are you? And he said, I was in the beginning before all else was created. I will be in the end after all else falls away. There was never a time I was not. There will never be a time I am not. I am that I am. That's what the burning bush said to Moses, isn't it? Who are you? What should I say your name is? I am that I am. I am that which is. So are you. That, I'm going to embarrass you good now. You are the divine being, descended or fallen. See, if it's descended, it's purposeful. If you fell from the garden, you hit your head. That's what happened. You fell from the garden, knocked yourself out, and I'm this little body. Okay? You are not your body. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. Nice ones, not nice ones, couldn't care less. You are the consciousness that is aware of them. That is what's going on. But I can't just go there. Why? Here, don't you notice that alcohol is messing up your life? Your whole relationship, everything with everybody? Yes. Stop. Okay, I stopped. Fat chance. You have some work to do, isn't it? You have some work to do. And we know what the work is? The work is not stopping. Listen, this same thing with spirituality. The work is not stopping. The work is finding out why you're drinking. Why were you driven to drinking? Because that's still there. You can't just say stop. It doesn't tell you to stop. Find out what's going on down there that manifested as you having to hide from it and managing to drown it. That goes for drugs, that goes for it goes for every single thing, including your relationships. What is going on inside of you that doesn't feel whole, doesn't feel complete, doesn't feel love, doesn't feel beauty all the time? Well, we'll figure it out. We'll keep talking about it. There is something in there, isn't it? So what do? I try to compensate for that by finding someone who treats me the way I want to be treated, who talks to me the way I want to be talked to, who's always there when I need them to be here. That makes me feel better inside. That's not the point. Why do you not feel good inside? Not how do I get somebody to take alcohol away from me when I try to drink it and keep the bottles hidden. Why do I need to drown out what is going on inside of me? It's the same thing with spirituality. It's not how can I reach God? Why am I not experiencing who I am? Because you're staring at what you're not. You're staring at your thoughts, your body, everything, at your whole world. Why? Why can't I take my consciousness off of that? Try taking your consciousness off of it. Come on, try meditating. Try not thinking about yourself. I dare you. Try not thinking about yourself. You'll be thinking about yourself how I'm not supposed to think about myself. We are addicted. The consciousness is addicted to staring at the mind, the emotions, the body, and the tiny, tiny bit of the world that's, how small is the bit of the world you're taking at any given time? And it's your whole life. Isn't that amazing? Like psychology teaches you, there are events that happen in your life that you stored in there, you suppress them. Now they're what make up your ego, they make up your thing. How many other, I teach this, I know you don't listen. How many events were taking place all over the world at the same moment you were having that traumatic event? 700 billion, zillion, trillion. What if somebody caught your attention during that moment that you were seeing the car accident with blood everywhere and you didn't look at it? Your whole life would be different. That's embarrassing. You're supposed to be the highest species on the planet, and some random act changes what's going on in your entire life forever. Does that make sense? No. So I'm speechless. Fine, you saw an event. There's tons of them. That's how many one you saw. I say it to you, I know you can't handle it. There is no difference between that event that happened in front of you and every other event that's taking place on the planet Earth or the whole universe at the same time. It's just an event that happens to be taking place because of all the force that made it happen. And you can't handle it. That's your ego. Now you see what ego is? It's everything you're doing in there. So what happened is, now you understand, some event happened. Wasn't nice. Didn't feel good when it came in. Fine. But you couldn't handle it. Who? Your consciousness. Your consciousness was not high enough, evolved enough to realize an event happened. Believe me, there'll be another one right after it. And there were ones before it. And there'll be lots more. And there are tons happening everywhere else. What do I care? It's an event. Of course I can handle an event. Why would I not be able to handle an event? Because I closed. No, I don't want that to happen to me. There you are. There's ego. You know that you walk around in your head and it says, I didn't want that to happen. Now, let's be logical. You're very intelligent people. What is the probability that it's not going to have happened? What's the probability it's not going to have happened? Something already happened. I don't want it to have happened. What's the probability that it won't have happened? What kind of thought is that? Is that rational? Is there any rationalness to that? And you make yourself miserable because you don't want it to have happened. And you wonder why you're not okay. Am I talking straight to you? There's that step. You got to stand where you are and take a look and say, whoa, what am I doing here? Not I want to be there. And all you do, I want to find somebody. I want to find the right career. I want to feel passionate. I want to feel this. I don't want. You're just caught in that I, every bit of it, saying, I'm that. You're not, but I'm that. Now I need to make the world be a way that when it comes in, that I'm okay. I had a car accident in a Mustang when I was little. I hate Mustangs. I don't care if they're electric or not. And now you have to avoid Mustangs. Now you have to not live somewhere. Now you have to do this. Every single thing in your life. Because you can't handle reality. You can't handle the reality that took place before your consciousness. What if you could? Let's be nice to you now. What if you could wake up in the morning and say, I wonder what's going to happen today? Because I'm going to be fine. I don't care. It's going to be fun. It doesn't mean I don't go to work. I love going to work. I'm amazed they pay me. What are you paying me for? I'm having a great time. It just makes it neater. How would you like to be like that? How would you like to look forward, not to something, to everything? Just expand your consciousness. Stop staring. How do you decide what you're looking forward to? See, there's a whole thing, I know I get in big trouble. There's a whole thing nowadays of attracting to yourself what you want. Can you? Of course you can. Why do you want to? Where did you decide? She wants a car. You want a house. She wants a husband. She wants a wife. How'd you decide what you want? Oh, I know, teacher. I had past experiences. And some of them were nice and some of them weren't nice. And the ones that weren't nice, I don't want them to happen again. And the ones that were nice, I want them to happen again. So now what I'm going to do, not only have I limited myself to staring at my past experiences, now I'm going to make my future all about them. That's how I decide what I want. I tell you, anything you decide to attract to yourself, anything you decide you want is because of past experience. I don't care if it's a movie, a book, a person, a thing. You have had past experiences that programmed your ego. That's why yours is different than yours, and yours will be different tomorrow. That which you love today, you might hate tomorrow. That which you hate today, you might love tomorrow. Just, it's so ridiculous. Read one article and you change everything. Then notice that was written on April 1st. April Fool. Now you change everything again. Are we that neurotic? Yes. Aren't we? All right. We're having a nice discussion, aren't we? I asked you a question. How would you like to drop down onto the most beautiful planet that anyone has ever seen? We have probes out there. We have the James Webb. We have the Hubble. They look way out. They have never seen anything. Would you like to hang out? Oh, look, there's a star. Yeah, it'll burn you up. Oh, look, Saturn has rings. Yeah, but Saturn's made of gas. You drop right through. You don't want to go there. There's no place you have ever seen other than planet Earth that you want to hang out. Let's go to Mars. You'll get so bored. When was the last time nothing was happening in front of you? Never. Color, shape, sound, taste, touch. Oh my God. 8.3 billion people. They're all different. Why are they different? Because they had different experiences. Every person had different experiences. No one has ever had the experiences you have had. One in sequence. You are the most unique thing that ever was, it could ever be. No one ever will. No one will ever have the same experience as you. No one ever did. Therefore, everybody is different. So, wow, you want some variety, the spice of life? You got some variety going on. Everything's different all the time. It's quite a nice place. And you come down here and all you do is complain. Why? Because you couldn't handle consciousness, your soul, your essence, being, the self, you in there. Here, you in there. That's what I want to call it, you in there. You in there can't handle certain experiences. And we can talk about what that means to evolve spiritually. Some people say to me, but you said I'm God in there. Yeah, you are, but you're staring at not God in there. You're God in there, hooked, addicted to you. You're literally God consciousness, each one of you, focusing on your thoughts, your emotions, and that's what's going on. We're all the same in there, but we're staring at something different. Make that distinction. So, how did this happen? How did it happen? Adam and Eve, what is that Genesis to tell a story, they were fine. You can have a body and be in God. You can have a body and be in God. That's why we have masters, right? I don't worship gurus, but I like Beethoven. I like Monet, great artists. Well, I like great masters because they represent something amazing, right? Yogananda, going back to him, when he came from India back in the 1920s, early, and he's got a turban on his head. He went to Boston to talk at the religious conference. Basically, he ended up at Carnegie Hall. His teachings were so powerful, he was so full of Shakti, that in a very short period of time, he's around the block 3-4 times in New York to go in and hear him talk. And there's pictures, mass Carnegie Hall, full of people. And he's this little guy standing up on the stage. And somebody once asked him, you must feel such pride that you came over with nothing, you don't know anybody. And now look what's happening. All these people want to hear you and so on. What do you feel when you're standing up there? One thing Master did, and I've heard this, right? If you ask him a sincere question, he will answer it. From the most sincere, it doesn't matter. And so this person asked him that question. He said, well, you must feel pride. What do you feel when you're standing up there? He said, well, when I'm standing up there, I'm talking to the people there, but at the same time, my consciousness is also at a higher plane with my deceased guru, working with higher beings. And at the same time, it's expanding at the speed of light in the entire universe. All of those are happening simultaneously. That's why we call him a master. And by the way, don't say you're enlightened till you get there. That's literally what he was experiencing. That's who you are. Adam and Eve were there. That represents, you can have a body. He had a body, but he wasn't identified with it. He was identified with himself as the self, as the consciousness. But you're able to be in all places at the same time. God's everywhere. You understand that? Don't think of God off somewhere. He's your cells. He's your belly. He's your consciousness. He's every single thing. He's the quantum field that vibrates and makes all of this. It's the consciousness that's underlying all things. That's why Christ said, not a hair on your head moves, not a sparrow falls from a tree. that God doesn't know. He is it. Your consciousness has created the entire universe, right? And then it's down here looking at it, but it's only staring at your little part. So what happened is Adam and Eve are enlightened. They're in that state. You're in the garden. You're in the Satchitananda. That's what I'm trying to paint. And then they ate of the tree of self-knowledge. That's what it's called, the tree of self-knowledge. And it was the ego. They ate of something. I try to tell you this story. It's like, I don't read the Bible, but that thing about Adam, all of a sudden God's calling out, Adam, where are you? Adam, where are you? Well, he's God. He's everything. But where the heck can Adam be? And Adam stands up. He says, here I am. And he said, what's going on? I was hiding. How do you hide from God? How do you hide from what you are, from everything that is? You start taking that consciousness and staring it at this body. All of a sudden became body conscious instead of universal conscious. How do I know he's body conscious? Because God said to him next, he says, Adam, what's that around your waist? To which Adam said, a fig leaf. What's a fig leaf? I put the fig leaf on the fig trees. What did Adam say? I was naked. All of a sudden, the I identified with the body as opposed to identifying with who it is, God consciousness. That's the fall from the garden. Now, once you start identifying with the body, you've created duality. You create individuality. Now that I am the body, I better hide certain parts. Now I am the body, I better look a certain way. Now I am the body, you better like me. You better not mess with me because you're separate and I'm separate. And here we are down here being separate. And then it just develops instantaneously. I had you, I met you, I can trust you, okay? I can't trust you. I like this experience, don't like that experience. All of a sudden, every experience I'm having, I'm perceiving through the I. And I build this thing called a self-concept. Oh, we're into psychology now. What is a self-concept? Something I made up based on the experience I had and said, that's me. I am the ego. I use the word I. I am this little thing. And you are not. You're staring at this little thing. And then we get so human. That happened to you? Oh my God, if that happened to me, I don't know how you're okay. I wouldn't be able to live. What the heck's going on here? You are God. You're the creator of the universe. And you got so lost that you're staring at this tiny little collection of thoughts. What is your ego? A collection of thoughts that you thought were more important than the rest. You glued them together, your past experiences. I'm the one who did it. I'm one that so-and-so likes. I'm so-and-so's wife. I'm so-and-so's mother. I'm this, I'm that. I. And I sewed them together and I made a me. And when I meet you, I offer that me to you. And if you don't like that me, either I don't like you, I don't like your me either, because your me doesn't like me, or I say very embarrassing things like, I can change. Just tell me you want me to be. Don't leave. Whoa. What's that telling you? That you aren't who you made up. I can change. Come on, have you ever said it? Don't leave. No, I need you. What is this? What's going on here? I don't want you to be like that. You're a great being. You're not a beggar. You're not this little person that's not okay. You're staring at something that's not okay. Of course it's not okay. Ego can never be okay. Ego will never be okay. It cannot be okay. Maybe for a couple of seconds, it'll think it's okay. When's the last time you got what you wanted and never wanted anything else? Not a chance in the world, is it? Things happen. You see somebody got a neat car, and all of a sudden you got a beautiful woman or husband because he got a neat car. I want that car. Why? Because I'm not okay. And I make up these ways to be okay. And then I have to get them. What if I get them? Whee! Then what? I want a different color. Don't touch my car. You never are okay, are you? You're okay thinking that someday you might be okay. You know what you call that? Hope. What do you hope? I hope that someday I'll get what I want so I could be okay. Still, you're lost. You're staring at this little thing that you do not have to stare at. There. That's the step. It's not about reaching for something or wishing I was somewhere. It's about realizing I am caught in my ego. I am caught staring at a set of thoughts that will never, you listen to me, no one will say this to you. I am caught staring at a set of thoughts that will never be okay. Why? They're made up. I made myself up. This is what I looked like when I was 23, all right? The net result is you're not going to like what you look like later because you decide you like what you look like now. Why? Because you attract people. They're more attracted to you. So what? I need them. Look at what you've done. You made it so you'll never be okay. Do you know that someday you'll die? I'm going to say it. Do you know someday you're going to die? I don't want to die. People say that. I don't want to die. That's hilarious. You're going to die. Do you worry that one day you're going to die? Do you worry what's going to happen to your children when you die? You worry how many finds when you die? Just made a complete mess of your entire life. You're making yourself a mess. This ego is a major mess, is it not? I want him to like me, not her. Okay? So what happens is let's get the ego. Ego's easy. Where'd it come from? So what happened, you had these experiences and you weren't able to handle them. They hit you the wrong way, whatever it is. And what'd you do? What do you do? All I need is 2 minutes. And I'll give you Psych 101 through Psych 1503. Okay. Do you have experiences? Are some of them more pleasant than others? I'm not going to ask you, I'm going to tell you. What do you do with the unpleasant ones? You don't want to feel them. You don't want to have experienced them while they're happening or after they happen. Well, how do you not experience what actually happened? There's this thing called reality. You actually said that to me. I'm insulted. I'm scared. I don't like it. So what do? Do I let it all the way in and touch my consciousness to the depth of my being? Hell no, not just in the world. I use my will to push it away. I don't want it to have said, but it got said. I'm not letting it in. It's in, but I'm keeping it. It's called suppression, repression, resistance, whatever you want to call it. Do you do it? Do you have hands in there that push things away because you don't want to experience them? The easiest way to understand this totally, have you ever had moments in your life that were so beautiful, they came all the way in? And you said things like, oh my God, it was so beautiful. It touched me to the depth of my being. I felt like I was in the presence of God. You were, because it came all the way in. It touched your consciousness. It touched the core of your being, which is your consciousness. It touched you. You don't let stuff touch you, do you? I'm going to find who you are. I'm going to check you out on the web. I'll hire a private detective before I go on a date with you. How do I know that this chat we're having is real? You may be some 7-year-old killer. You look so young. It's nice. Come on. I ain't letting this in. No, I ain't letting this in. Very rare do you let it all the way in. Maybe a sunset will catch you, blow you away. What do you do with the rest? To one degree or another, I control it. Are you a control freak? Answer me. Do you have control issues? Everyone has control issues. All right, so what happens is, where the ego comes from? It comes in, the self, consciousness, doesn't want to experience it. It uses will. Will comes from consciousness. Will is concentrated consciousness. When you focus on something, try to think about something, focus on it. 15 times 73, focus on it. That's you're using your will to concentrate your consciousness. Yogis know these things. You go deep into meditation, you see all this stuff. So when you concentrate on it, well, you've concentrated on pushing it away. You don't want to experience it. So you've created a wall that energy, not the event doesn't come in, the energy of the event comes in. A snake doesn't come in, but the vibration of the snake comes in. A person loves you, they don't come in. Their love comes in. Energy is an energetic experience. Well, your energy inside. Your thoughts are energy. Your will is energy. It's all energy. The whole world is energy. Einstein was right. Okay? So you resist it. You push it away. What does it do when you push it away? I don't know. What happened to the Colorado River when we built the Hoover Dam? It stopped, but it kept trying. Do you know that river? How long was that built? In the 30s, whatever it was, 30s, 40s, right? It's still trying to go through. If there's a crack, it'll use you. That's the same thing with this energy. You pushed it away, it's still there. There's Freud 101. From a yogic point of view, it's still there. How does it stay there? Energy has to move. It cycles around your block. You block it, it's still moving. How do you know? Does it try to come back up? Every time somebody mentions it, does it come back up? What do? You push it back down. No, I don't like when you talk about that. You know I don't want to talk about that. Why'd you do that? There it is. You held it in. Here, you're intelligent people. What do you want to do with that which you didn't like the most? I know, teacher, let's store it so it's there for the rest of our lives. What? Who thought of that? Who came up with that idea? Is it there for the rest of your life? Can you be 80 years old and still you can't think about your mother? Or think about what happened when you're in high school? Well, why would you want to store the thing you dislike the most inside so that it's always there? Now I'm trying to get you ready to take that next step. And you look at it, and you say, that's That's dumb. That's a stupid thing to do. But then let it go. I can't. Why? It hurts. Why does it hurt? You stored it with pain. It's going to come back with pain. It doesn't change its nature down there. It gets worse. All right? And that's how you built your ego. The stuff you held inside. The trees you drove by, they're not in there. Right? The white lines on the road, they're not part of your self-concept. But the thing that you didn't like, or the thing you really did like, you don't want it to go away either. You want to cling to it. So out of those things that you held in there, each one's a brick. You built a house. It's called your self-concept. This is who I am. Take it or leave it. I've always been like this. And there you are. But it can change, and it does change. Okay? That's the ego. You don't want to live there. It will never be okay. Look how quick it changes what it thinks it wants and what it doesn't want. Maybe when you were young, you played with Barbie. Where's she now? I don't know. You outgrow things. It's just the ego changes constantly. Therefore, it constantly has to get what it wants. It constantly has to avoid what it doesn't want. Yesterday, you were fine with somebody. Then they did something to you they didn't like, or somebody else. Or you thought that maybe they were thinking about doing something you didn't like. What is the chance that that part of you is going to be okay for any period of time that's meaningful? 0. You do not want to hang out with that ego. That's why I said there's no such thing as a good personality. There are personalities that other people like more, but then somebody else doesn't like them. Everybody will please everybody. Not a chance in the world. You're a different person around your parents than you are around your boyfriend. Hear me? You do not want to live there. You do not want to live with that ego. And you do not have to live with that ego. You do not have to live there. Why? You're staring at it. Now, there's lots of paths. I've been doing this for 55 years, all right? You get kind of mature in this thing. It is not about making ego not be ego. That's spiritual ego. I'll make it be nice. I'll make it be accepting. I'll make it be kind to people. Fine. Now what happens when somebody says, she thinks she's kind, but she's not? Well, I am so. You don't play with a thing. You look at it, give a little kiss on the head, and say, I'm so sorry I built you. It's not your fault. I did it. I pushed you down there. I locked you in that closet. I'm not going to do that anymore. There, that's the first step. Doesn't do any good to get rid of the old stuff. You put more down there. Go lay on the couch for a long time with a psychiatrist. And by the way, do. It's fine. I'm not judging anything, right? But then get rid of one thing you stored down there with mommy or daddy or somebody treated you wrong. What are you doing today? Putting more in. So your path, your spiritual path, start with, you take little steps. I'm not going to put more in today. I'm not going to continue to build my ego. They're so caught in their ego, they think the name of the game is to be successful, get what you want, make people like you. Why? Because I'm not okay. My ego's not okay. I have to learn how to manipulate and control everything in my world so that I feel better. Well, how about we let go of the part that doesn't feel good? You're capable of being liberated. That's what liberation means. It's not freedom to do what you want. It's not freedom for yourself. It's freedom from yourself. And so you sit there and say, today, I'm going to go through the day with not the purpose of getting what I want. The purpose of not taking on more garbage because I couldn't handle the reality of the day. I don't do retreats. If I was, I'd make you say that over and over again like a mantra. I'm not going to take on more garbage because I couldn't handle the reality of the day. What's the reality of the day? Let those who have eyes to see, let them see. Let those who have ears to hear. It's what's just happened in front of you. It's called reality. You're not going to make it not have happened. How about we accept it? That's what surrender, acceptance, non-resistance mean. They don't mean that you don't do anything. They mean the moment happened, I need to accept it. Why? Because it happened. But what if I don't like it? Too bad. It's not going to make it not have happened. If I really, really, really don't like it and it happened, I will make a royal mess of myself for the rest of my life. I can't believe you did that. I never want to talk to you again. It will not make it not have happened. So why don't we be intelligent and sit there and say, if it happened, it happened. Doesn't mean I have to like it. Doesn't mean I can't do things so it doesn't happen again. But I have to accept reality, don't I? No one cannot accept reality. And that's what happened in front of you was reality. That which already happened is reality. Can you handle it? And if you can't, I just spent the whole hour explaining to you why you're a mess. because you couldn't handle what happened to you. And now you built this whole structure that has to things need a certain way and everything. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look how small you are now. Your life is so small. Start with today and say, as a mantra, I can handle it. I can handle reality. I can handle it. And you find out that you can't. Can't handle the heat. Can't handle the driver in front of you. Can't handle what somebody said. Can't handle a thought that somebody might say something. Stand in front of your closet to get dressed. How do you decide what to wear? What do you care? You care because you're not okay. You're not okay because of the ego. Because I tell you, you are okay in there. You're the highest being ever walked the face of the earth. But you got this veil that nothing gets by. And now you have to stand there and pick this and pick that and make everything be the way you want. Go through the day being okay with reality. Watch the complaints. You want to see your ego? Take a look. That's witness consciousness. What do you do about it? Nothing. It's not about doing or not doing. It's about being. You've heard that. It's about, I'm here noticing. At first, you'll get so sick watching that thing. Oh my God, I didn't know it was that bad. It's pretty bad. Isn't it pretty bad? It's like things have to be exactly the way it wants. It's not okay. And that's not okay anyways. Because they might not be later. They're the way I want now, but they might not be the way later. And why weren't that way before? God, now I feel better. I could have felt better my whole life. Look at you. You will never be okay. That ego cannot be okay. It's a made-up thing, and it cannot be okay. So what do? You be okay with it. Oh, I can't believe it. If I had another hour, I'd lay it down for you. Come back, episode 2. You don't make it be okay, because it can't be okay, because it's not real. It's just a made-up thing from your past, and you brought it into the present, and you expect the world to match what it wants. It won't. You be okay with it. Whoa, that's a novel concept. How can I be okay with it? You told me how neurotic it is. Be okay with it being neurotic. Be the self. Be the witness. Be the consciousness that notices you have a maniac inside your head causing a lot of trouble. What do I do about it? Relax. It won't relax. I know it won't relax. You relax. You in there that's noticing is it a mess? Do you notice it's a mess? Notice and relax. Don't try to change it. If you touch it, it just makes more ripples. Just makes another ego, the one that's not like that. I don't like that it's like that. I don't want to be like that. There you go, the I. Right back, I. Relax. Relax in the face of its craziness. Don't push it away. Don't do it once. Just relax. Relax. If your kid's throwing a tantrum in the department store, don't hit him. Don't give him what he wants. Relax. Be the parent that's able to handle that 3-year-old throw tantrums. Now that I'm relaxed, let me look and see what can I do to help the situation. That's spiritual growth. Now you took the next step. Now you're in a step where I have an ego, but I'm not it. I have a hand, I'm not it. I have a car, I'm not it. It's something you get to have. And guess what? The less you mess with it, the more it falls away by itself. Why? All it was trying to do was be okay. The only way it knew to be okay was to get what it wanted. Now you're okay relaxing in the face of it. When ultimately you're okay regardless of it, it won't be there because it's not needed anymore. Your ego's trying to be your friend. If your heart hurts, your ego thinks, what can I say? What can I do? Where can I go? Should I call him? Doesn't it? It's neurotic, but it's trying to help. It doesn't know how to. It will never know how to because it can only take from its past what worked before and what didn't work before, which has nothing to do with what's happening now. Relax. Just relax. It's hard. Why? Because it doesn't feel good. Yes, I know. Relax. No pain, no gain. Relax in the face of the disturbance, and it will quiet down over time. Handle the moments unfolding in front of you instead of pushing them away. Let them go through. That's your spiritual growth. And each step becomes easier. Why? It becomes nicer and nicer inside. The more it's nice inside, the less you need. The less you need to make up how people need to be. It all fits through. It all fits through. It's hard to stop. I got you. It's hard to stop. Why? I would love for you to be okay. I would love for you to wake in the morning and say, I am fine. And I'm going to be fine, no matter what anybody does. All right. Work on these things. Jagrative.
You've been listening to the Michael Singer Podcast, produced by Sounds True in partnership with Shanti Publications. For more information on Michael's body of work and all back episodes, please join us at michaelsingerpodcast.com. Thanks so much for listening. Sounds True, waking up the world.